Good morning, Hank. It's Thursday, January 18th.
Sorry if the audio's bad. I just got back from the library. Don't worry, I wore gloves. And my nose is cold. I don't know if you can see this, but my glasses are fogging up from my breath. But it's alright, I'm back indoors, and I'm doing this video at 2 a.m. The reasoning is I have a test early tomorrow, and then after that I have to kind of write a bunch of essays for my midterm. In my anthropology class we have to do 5 essays, and then we have an extra credit essay, which I chose to do. And I'm not exactly done with it, but that's why I was in the library. I might have been printing off 21 pages of guitar tabs. I've been playing guitar a lot this week. I was really behind on practicing Wizard Rock songs for when Harry Potter comes out, Deathly Hallows, November 18th, midnight. And I wanted to catch up because I'm super behind and there's a bunch of songs I want to learn. And until this Monday, I didn't really have any initiative. And it's good that I have initiative now, but Monday was a bad choice because dropped it because why? Because it's Monday, and it's like the beginning of the week. You have so much stuff ahead of you. I had so much stuff ahead of me, and I definitely put it off on my work and midterm stuff, because when I get really excited about something, I don't want to wait. I don't have patience for working on it, so I spend all my time on it, and needless to say, I'm looking forward to the weekend when I won't be ditching anything for it. But back to my poor time management. I didn't prepare anything of value for this week, but I wanted to. I don't want to phone in on everything because I've really been doing that with almost all aspects of my life. I know I've really been putting off working this week because I haven't watched any TV, and that's what I normally do to put off working. So, severely behind. Oh, something of value. I didn't prepare anything, as I said, but I was thinking I could read you an essay I wrote. I know Pam read an essay or some little assignment at the beginning. I didn't mean that condescendingly, but little assignment. Anyway, I know she read something that she created, and I wrote an essay on The Village, the movie The Village, M. Night Shyamalan. Yeah, I wrote an essay on that, and I liked it. I haven't read it since, but I remember liking it. So, I'll read it to you. There's probably some spoilers, so if you haven't seen the movie, you might not want to hear it.
All sorts of realities are perpetually being formed. An idea of reality is capricious and easily altered, while society-based reality is a rigid, less delicate principle. An assemblage of reality consists of layers, with conservation and cultivation forming a strong habitat. In order to secure that strength, the residents must protect their realm consistently. As defined by James Carey, ritual communication is a symbolic process whereby reality is produced, maintained, repaired, and transformed. For each segment of ritual communication, there is a character or group of characters in the village whom assumes that role and embodies the action. Producing a reality is, at its most basic, using a foundation to create a world. In the case of Edward Walker, the foundation is the importance of family. His concern is the unconditional, the cherished. His reliance on love and safety is a ritualistic dependency. In the transmission view of communication, chains are broken with little interference. Walker, wanting to escape the fragility of his life, concludes to build a new world for himself. While the little town was far from evil, it certainly was erroneous in some aspects. Medically, the village was lacking. A 7-year-old boy had just died from a curable ailment. Lucius Hunt was troubled by the loss of life and was daring enough to pursue a nearby city for medications and helpful supplies. This boldness would not do. In order for the elders to convince Lucius to not leave, they had to frighten him. The fear tactic consisted of fabricated warnings from those we do not speak of. The town was ridden with panic, and Lucius felt guilt for his aspirations. And yet, maintaining the reality was still an overwhelming task for the elders. What people try to hide has a way of rearing its obvious head. Secrets have a way of being recognizable, and they're being covered up. Ivy told Lucius,
"Sometimes we don't do things we want to do so that others won't know we want to do them."
The origins of the elders' pain were told sporadically until eventually enough had happened to where minor reform had to occur in order to secure the way of the village. Actually, Walker is probably the only elder who believes in the power of the children and who admires their spunk. He carries many burdens, knew all the secrets, and yet he still had enough faith to make him the perfect leader. Ritual view is fueled by feeling and emotion. Walker and his daughter exuded this fact in their heroic frenzy. Quote,
"She's more capable than most in this village. And she is led by love. The world moves for love. It kneels before it in awe."
Ivy was the only way to maintain the reality. She could save Lucius, which would continue the goodness of the village. His being saved would prevent the elders from becoming crime enablers. Had he died, they would be nearly as bad as the people who inflicted tragedy on their life and caused them to make a new reality. The new reality would have become counterproductive and hypocritical, much like their old, unthinkable one. But there was Ivy. Being blind, she couldn't disprove the stories that had been told over the years. Even now, with the knowledge of the elders' deceit, she doesn't have much to stand on besides her own word. And as long as Lucius is saved, and her future is still set before her, she won't want to uncover what may or may not be real. She wants her world to be her reality. Why would she destroy it? The capacity to contain is relative to adjust. The community in the village chooses a confined area in the woods with no intention of becoming more vast. The film displays the fear-driven struggle to prevent augmentation and the triumph of Lucius and Ivy's victory. Ultimately, I assume Walker and the elders saw that going against the grain is unavoidable in people, and that while the village was meant to be unchanging, change can make them stronger. It was a simpler time, but don't all simple times eventually become complex? One could even argue that all conventions are interconnected that way. There's always room for improvement, and the ritual view shows that progress is unavoidable. There is no final utopia. A place can be designed with a concocted dynamic fit to a certain lifestyle, but people everywhere are capable of and prone to acting outside predetermined behavior. And people everywhere are wary of that. Like with M. Night Shyamalan's Forest Ranger, who advised against getting into conversations. He was just as concerned with maintaining his daily life as the village is. We are all just as concerned with maintaining a dependable routine as the village is.
I declare this meeting of the Midnight Society closed. Whoever you are,